Kingsley end up with a -5 in a minute?
Hard 30 tonight.
First of all, I don't believe in numbers.
Don't get fooled. Grab a drink, because this is hangover time.
Heat win! Heat win! Back over 500. Can you believe it? Out of the play-in. I know it's early to be watching the standings, and I'm embarrassed to say that I'm looking at them every single night, even when the Heat aren't playing. But the Heat are in 6th place. Woo! Out of the play-in tournament. If the season ended today, the Miami Heat would be comfortably in the playoffs. Unfortunately, we have an entire season to go. Man, I honestly know it's the Lakers on a back-to-back. I thought tonight was a good win. Siobhan is going to disagree with me a little bit, I believe, even though we kind of agree on why Siobhan's going to disagree with me. But I thought, listen, I'm happy to see that Spo's going deep in the rotation again. Like, there's no more of this 7-8-man units, 7-8-man lineups. There's no reason for that when you're playing the Lakers in December. I like the fact that they're trying to push the pace. It's not always working. The offense still looks clunky. I never want Victor Oladipo to shoot again. I want him to play. I want him to play a lot of minutes. I love his defense. I mean, his passing. Everything's on point. Just never shoot again, please. But no Deadman tonight. Bam would sit. It didn't look like a complete disaster. Like, they still look like a competent basketball team. A lot of good things to take away from this game. Go ahead and bring me out, G. No brash jazz tonight. How's everybody doing? Hey, everybody.
Hey,
what's up?
Hey. No brash jazz tonight, so it's going to be clunky, just like the Heat's offense. We're putting a lot of faith into Giancarlo Navas tonight, so I apologize. I am Alphonse Sidney, a.k.a. Alf954. Welcome into the Miami Heat Beat post-game show. Hangover time. If you're watching live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Miami Heat Beat, thank you very much. We love you. The chat's always lit. Send us subscriptions, bits, all that good shit. We have a great time. If you're watching on the 5 Reasons YouTube page live, we love you as well. You guys are mean to us sometimes, but it's okay. You're only making us better, except we absolutely ignore all your negative comments. So it's not really working. But we love you as well. Send us your super chats. We'll put your questions on screen. We'll answer your questions. And if you're watching either one of these...
Hey, watch your mouth, JG.
Oh, JG? Calm down. If you're watching either of the replays on the Miami Heat Beat page or the 5 Reasons page, we love you as much. I love you so much. Not as much. Just try to join us live. It's always more fun. And if you're listening to the podcast tomorrow morning, bless your heart, because that's where we make all of our money. G.
Yes, sir.
We're about to go around the horn. I want to find out. I want you guys to toast your player of the game.
Boom.
Schmeeth Schmoldick in the chat says, Alf got that one size fits Tim Reynolds hoodie on. Yes, sir. It's not even cold anymore, but I said, fuck it. I'm going to rock my hangover. It's like the only time I get to rock the hangover time hoodie. I'm rocking it. Yes, it's very fucking large. I'm swimming in this motherfucker. And I'm a large motherfucker, so you know this shit is huge.
That shit got warm fast, bro. We only got that for like 2 days.
I went out in the morning, it was cold. I went out in the afternoon, it was hot. Like, what the fuck, man? I'm okay with it, though. I hate the cold. But, you know.
Rub it in.
It was I'm sorry. Not everyone's in South Florida.
Come on, man. It's a fresh wound still.
You got a freaking Arctic blast out here.
Yeah, y'all out here with some -10. That shit don't make no fucking sense.
My fucking lock broke off, man.
Fake ass, cheap ass locks. What?
Yeah, man. Hey, it's cheap up here though. I'm good.
I would
Call the
grab
locksmith.
first Southwest Airlines flight to
I'm never
Miami.
calling him again. I got
Kenny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
who was your
Southwest.
player of the game?
You know what? My player of the game is actually Victor Oladipo. I don't know why G didn't zoom me in, but yeah. So I know what Al said about Victor Oladipo not shooting the ball. I don't consider Victor Oladipo's existence on offense, so I'm happy. He was kind of deflecting everything, stealing everything, and he was a big part of the run early on, so I'm going to give him credit. And shout out to Al for the Def Jam Vendetta hoodie.
Oh, shit. Man. Belong in the game. Bond, who was your player of the game?
Welcome back to We've Missed You, Bud. We're going to put it up one time.
There he is.
I missed him. This offense missed 12 points for me tonight, 31 minutes, and just steady, just a consistent presence. He probes, he gets in and out, but he still moves forward. And he looks springy, like whatever was ailing him looks like it's, gone in. So I'm happy to have him back. They're happy to have him back.
All right, no more music. I'm sorry, Bond. Bond is getting louder. It's getting louder. Hold on, Bond. Hold. Just stop the music.
What?
I can't even hear Bond.
He was
Just
fine.
stop it.
Okay.
I can't. Okay, thank you, Bond. Can you please continue? Jesus Christ! Every time this motherfucker produces, go ahead, Bond.
Gabe Vincent, and we got some rum cake. My grandmother makes cakes. She makes a hell of a rum cake. So I just stole some of her rum out the cake jar. So that's what we have today. That's it. Okay.
Oh, that's some West Indian shit. I don't even know where your grandma from. But G,
drip job.
who's your player of the game?
Gotta give it. Listen, I Bond stole mine because I wanted to go Gabe because game ball goes to him.
You don't have one if it's Gabe and I'm on. So go ahead.
Jimmy, man, like really set the tone early, and I think for as much talk there is about blown leads and stuff, like I thought he kind of set the tone early, got them off to a good start aggressively, and I think we had a lot of questions on how lackadaisical they looked with Jimmy in the lineup versus out of it sometimes, and I thought he kind of answered a lot of those questions early. They still have some kinks to work out, but when he and Bam are playing at their best and their role players don't wet the bed, they look like a real basketball team that's good. And I'm having a gin and tonic. The classic.
Joy. Everyone get round of applause for Joy. It's been a minute since
Thank you
she's
for
been
joining
on the
us.
show. Thank you for joining us, Joy.
My player of the game is Bam Adebayo. Idris. Listen, Bam. Listen, it's something about Bam Adebayo when he's aggressive. It just makes the whole team look just like a whole new team. And everybody calls him the heart and soul of Miami. I feel like when he has a bad game, that Miami just doesn't look good. And I feel like he took advantage of AD, not being there tonight, as he should. Because if he didn't, it would have been a big problem with me. I would have had a big, huge problem with that. So I think he was aggressive offensively, defensively. He had 23 and 14. He had 1 steal. He had 2 blocks, and he had that nasty putback. That putback put me in a whole different metroplex. Seriously, that was a crazy putback. So I love Bam's energy tonight, and shout out to Jimmy Butler for real. Shout out to him as well. Jimmy played really well. Come back off an injury, so I really, really appreciate that because I've been a little mad at Jimmy. I ain't gonna lie, but he showed up.
What'd he do?
I just keeps getting hurt. I can't take it. I can't take it, bro. It's stressful. But shout out to Bam for real. Shout out to Bam. So
I'm not even. Oh, what? Oh, Bond's back. Okay.
And
yeah,
shout out to
I'm
Metroplex also.
I'm not even mad at that because I'll be mad at Jimmy too. I'm tired of his ankles.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this motherfucker's ankles.
His ankle, his ass, his knee. Like, shit.
Every 5 seconds, something new. My player of the game is Orlando Robinson, simply for not being Dwayne Dedman. Thank you. Thank you for Bam leaving with a lead and coming back with a slightly smaller lead. listen, I never said increase the lead when Bam sits. I said don't be a fucking disaster. And you know what Orlando Robinson is not? Orlando Robinson is not a fucking disaster every time Bam Adebayo sits. I just hope and I pray that when Dwayne Dedman's foot starts to feeling better, we don't lose this rotation. We don't just say Orlando Robinson go away. Like we just like I just please, if Coach Spoelstra, if you are within the sound of my voice, please, for God's sake, all right, give Dwayne Dedman's foot about 6 more months to heal. He's old. It takes us longer. When I get out of bed sometimes, I just twist my hip for no goddamn reason. Just getting out of bed. When you are my and Dedman's age, it takes us a long time to heal. Okay?
Stretch more.
No. And we are beyond the age of stretching. Me and Dwayne Dedman, we need months and months and months to heal. Preferably on another team. Anyway, but listen, love you, Dedman. Shout out Mechanic. Anyway.
Right, what? Is that what we back on that? Oh.
We need Dwayne Dedman's face on a milk carton.
We need his lawyer.
Dedman is the first NBA player with osteoporosis.
Have y'all been doing
What,
that
Jordan?
still? The mechanic segment? Have y'all been doing that still?
No.
The garage is Joy. The garage is closed due to legal pressure from Mr. Dedman's team.
Yeah, we were told. We were told
to cease and desist.
Yeah,
much like his play has this season.
That fucking garage got asbestos in it. We good anyway.
The
See,
lift
when you
broke.
do clownery comes back.
Yeah, exactly. We were your last fans. Anyway, now it's Orlando's garage. I don't even know why that shit makes sense. It don't even make sense.
What do we got to do?
We have to make a whole
Upstart
new
mechanic.
Kenny. Listen, I thought tonight was. I'm talking to Bond about the offense in a second, but I thought the defense was strong. I thought, listen, you're playing an opponent that you should beat, right? Mm-hmm. And we can take this shit for granted, but they haven't been doing that shit all season. Like they've been lining up against teams they should beat, and they've been either losing or winning by 3 fucking points. Like for them to go out there tonight, and not only did they they had a 22-point lead that got knocked down to 4. They didn't just lose their shit and shit all over themselves. They actually built the lead back, and they won a game by double digits. Like, I don't know what the stat is, but I don't believe they've won many games by double digits all season. Like, what did you see tonight?
What I saw is, for one, the personnel, for the most part, is back, aside from Kyle, which I don't know how much he would have helped tonight on ball. But personnel's back, and what me and G talked about also is the Lakers also just can't shoot. And the Heat do a great job of preventing guys from getting to the basket. And so you add those two things together, and the Heat just kind of had a recipe for success tonight. I'm not going to call the Lakers a bad team, and the Heat should win whatever it is, because I don't believe in that stuff. But I will say it was a nice matchup for the Heat tonight, and they were able to execute.
Bond, I'll call them a bad team because they're a bad team. Like the
Lakers?
Yeah.
Absolutely. They suck on the second night of a back-to-back. Like, that team's ass without their best player.
I mean, listen, without Anthony Davis, I'm not calling them a good team. This is a team they should have beat, and they beat them by double digits, held them under 100 points.
At home.
One thing the Lakers can do is score, and they held them under 100 points tonight. But I know you – and I will get to the offense. We'll get to the negative in a minute. But what I want to ask you is, because you have been such a proponent of Gabe Vincent, one of the things that I've missed, and I didn't realize I missed until he was gone, is those relief points. Like, shout out to Kelly O'Burner on Twitter. He always talks about the fact that Gabe is a run stopper, and he did it again tonight. Just timely baskets.
The Bano Udry.
They don't run nothing for him, Bond. But he finds a way to get you a point, get you a 3, get a putback like out of nowhere. He gets those points in between those runs that help, like just help stop, a 17-3 run.
Yeah, he's either putting some friction on an opponent's run, or he's helping continue to build whatever it is that we kind of have happening at the time. He's just solid. He's steady. I was talking with Brady a little bit, and as his handle got better, so too did, like, almost at the same time, his decision making and how he went about using the handle. He and Tyler had the best snake dribble on the team. It's why both of them would have been effective in the Boston series last year. And it's just about a want to. He understands how he had to get in the league. He understands what he's had to do to get here, and so doesn't settle to just have an okay shooting night or have an okay defensive night. He understands that he has to kind of get it in multiple places, and just being steady for them, just is having a controlled dribble. Like I said, I was talking with Brady, and it's proby, it's picking, it's prodding, it's spots, but it's still going forward. A lot of like proby stuff can just kind of get stagnated just in the middle of the paint, and he's still picking his spots. He's using his body to shield off without getting that offensive foul this year, but he's still going forward. His timing, his rhythm with Bam, having a mid-range, having the dribble to get to where he needs to, where he wants to get to on the floor. Shooting could still I don't know, level back out or continue to just come online a bit. But yeah, just being steady, being timely, understanding what it is that he does well and not playing with outside of himself. Moving the ball, if he gets it after he shot it or whatever, if it didn't go down, he's not necessarily looking to try to get it back himself. He's moving the ball. He's making good decisions. And so, yeah, like just being able to be a steadying presence, a calming presence, and yeah, either contribute to run stops or can contribute to a type of crescendoing of momentum for that group. And they've desperately missed him. The vision, the playmaking, just another competent primary ball handler who's familiar with what they want to do.
Gee, I mean, I think it's obvious how much they miss Gabe. There's so many games where either saw Kyle couldn't play and they just had no point guard, or Kyle's playing 42 minutes. And like that man's, he's so old his ass is about to fall off. Like, so
it's a lot of ass falling off.
That's how old the motherfucker is. But so to have that steadying presence of Gabe back is huge for them. But when are they gonna get Max back? Like that shit is like right now. Like I'm a proponent of you let shooters shoot. You let him play out of the slump. I do not want to see happen to him what's happened to Duncan. Like people like bench him. Nah, man, he's got to keep playing unless he's injured. If he's injured, let him sit. But like, what's happening to Max in your eyes?
I just think it's a shooter slumping, Alf. I don't really think there's much there other than like he's a good shooter and he's slumping. A lot of his looks are good. I do think that some of it is he's doing a little bit more than he's used to, and I think that's kind of hurt other parts of his game. But I think that if you're a player who is, kind of getting better, I think it's good to expect you to get better, right? And I think that with getting better means doing a couple more things. So I'm not too worried about him. The only thing that scares me is like, Duncan fell off a cliff for a while, and it's taken him a minute to get kind of back up. And I'm worried about that happening with Max. I think they're two very different players, though. So I'm not concerned, but I'm certainly have my eye on him. I don't think like they should take his minutes away or anything. I think that's kind of unwise. And I do think they need to cut down. I'm sure that you noticed this too. They had a possession where Jimmy stood in the corner and Max ran a pick and roll with Orlando Robinson. Like, why are they doing that? Why is Jimmy not? Yeah, we're just gonna roll through that. Why, like shit like that is like, why is Max having to run that? If run a handoff and try to get an open shot, like stop, don't run a pick and roll with Orlando Robinson with Jimmy in the corner. It's like things like that they can cut back on and kind of get him the looks. Alf, I don't know if you saw this, but shot quality, it's an account on Twitter that kind of determines like the opponent's shot quality. The Heat rank their top 5 in shot quality and their top 10 in shot quality in the half court, which I could not believe. And I thought you rightfully mentioned it's because they take too long to get into their set, so like they fucking better.
For as long as they take to get the shot, it better be a good motherfucking shot. Like, come on. Yeah. That's my problem. Like, I saw that stat, but like I hate these accounts on Twitter that just throw out these stats and don't give you what all is encompassing in the stat, because I want to know, does it account for pace? Because if it accounts for pace, I don't give a fuck about their shot quality if they're not getting that many shots. Like, one thing I will say is lately, the last couple games, they're getting more field goals up. And I think that is part of Spo going deeper in the rotation, fresh legs, guys are coming in and out. A guy doesn't have a hot 3 minutes, and Spo decides, well, I'm gonna play him the next 14. Like it doesn't make it bothers me. Like as big a Duncan Robinson fan as I am, like he made a couple shots and Spo took him out. There's no he didn't have to play the whole fourth quarter. Like move guys in and out. Like when Victor Oladipo started to struggle offensively, he brought Caleb back in. Like there's no reason for them to ride these guys as hard as they have. And I think it's starting to help the offense a little bit. We're not seeing all of it, and we'll get to that a little bit later.
Real quick, Alf, to your point, real quick to kind of bookend that. When they had Bam and Tyler in the game together with kind of those other role guys, they picked up the pace dramatically. And it wasn't until the start of the fourth when it was Jimmy that they were a little bit in molasses. It was like Jimmy, Duncan, and Duncan kind of bailed them out with kind of, getting.
Jimmy had like 3 straight possessions that
like that in the third, too.
Yeah, so that's something to look at. But yeah, it was just your point of kind of the younger guys picking up the pace and it looking good.
But I want to get to Joy because Joy is not just a Heat fan. You see that jersey hanging up behind her. She tried to put the Jimmy Butler shirt on to fool us.
Hey, Jimmy Butler's white.
She didn't even get like a number 8 Kobe jersey.
This is we gotta get the 24.
But I don't want to talk about Kobe. I want to talk about your boy Russ.
Yeah.
I didn't think he played that badly tonight. But God, every time he had the ball, I was happy. Like I don't know, maybe that's just a hater in my heart. But when he was setting up to shoot, I was like, yes. I was like, that's like a turnover.
Got one.
All
right, that's what we want.
Like, oh, good job.
Were you happy when Russ blocked Bam? Were you happy about that?
Whoa. Old stuff. Why are we talking about old stuff?
This is hostility.
I didn't even see that. Did that happen?
I don't remember that. Did you?
He got it from behind.
I don't recall.
I have a bunch of. I have a bunch of clips, but I don't have that one. I would have.
Okay, well then.
I mean, we're objective. I would have gotten one if it happened.
But listen, what I do want to ask is somebody who watches the Lakers, how can Russell not break that starting rotation? Like,
as someone who watches the Lakers, why?
First of all, why? Second of all, like I always said they keep blaming Russ when they have one of the worst roster constructions I've ever seen. Like, how can Russell not break that starting unit?
Well, okay, so when he was starting last year with the Lakers, it just wasn't working out. It just wasn't. Number one, the spacing is bad. Number two, you have the ball in LeBron's hands, you have the ball in AD's hands, and Russ is a player. He needs the ball in his hands. He needs those touches to get in rhythm, and he wasn't getting those touches while starting because Bron and AD had the ball the majority of the time. So basically, the biggest, me personally, I think the biggest reason why they put him off the bench is so he can get his rhythm and running the second unit to where he could get those touches and get the ball as much as he needed to. I'm not against it. It makes sense for me. The problem that I have is not him coming off the bench. The problem is the rotations that Darvin Ham runs when he's coming off the bench. He'll put Kendrick Nunn, Patrick Beverly, and Russ in the game at the same time. That makes no sense. He loves running these 3-guard rotations. They make no sense. It makes the offense and the defense look terrible, and I just don't understand it. And y'all talk about, people bring up, different coaches and players being war criminals. He's a war criminal. The rotation that he runs, bro, is insane. So that's the reason why he can't, crack it, is because it just makes more sense with him coming off the bench. And the last thing is, I love Russ to death. He can't shoot. He definitely can't shoot from 3.
But neither can Pat. Or I guess Schroeder's okay, but come on.
Patrick Beverly is considered the better 3-point shooter than Russell Westbrook. That's what people will go to him more to
low
shoot
bar.
So they'll consider a LeBron, AD, Platt, and Pat and 2 other players. They'll consider that lineup better spacing than a Russell Westbrook lineup. And I get it, but that's why I want him to come to So I've been pushing that agenda.
Kendrick, who? Is he hurt again? Why didn't he play?
No, he's not hurt. He's just a little rough out there. Eric Spoelstra is a genius. And Kendrick Nunn is the biggest example of why. That
Him and
man
Hassan.
was second in Rookie of the Year voting after John Morant.
People thought they were gonna get Miami Kendrick Nunn. They were so disappointed.
Joey,
But
I
no,
don't
they
know
did get Miami Kendrick Nunn. That's a problem.
Joey, I don't know how to tell you. That's Kendrick Nunn.
That is Kendrick Nunn. Like
Smoke and mirrors, baby.
I mean, oh my!
Whenever they were
17
successful,
of the most inconsequential points per game you will ever see in your life.
Imagine what he can do with Russ.
I mean, probably not much. I mean,
lead the league and get blown by.
That'd be the worst backcourt defense you've ever seen in your life.
Have y'all seen the agenda that I'm pushing for Russ to go to Miami? Have y'all seen it? Like, I'm really
to do what? To stand in a corner and be a catcher?
If I did see that,
put the ball in his
forgot
hand
about it
either.
on purpose.
He needs to play for a good coach. He needs to have great teammates around him. He needs a culture. He needs
No, but we don't need that. Like, listen, don't you wish that evil on us, Ricky Bobby?
He has some of the same. He has some of the same Vic stuff, but he's still more explosive than Vic. He can still get that way quicker and
Vic
better
plays
than-
defense.
Vic plays.
Let him play the quality for role. 6-man.
No. What Vic does on defense, no. It'd be if Vic shot too much like that and didn't play defense. I don't know why we would need that. Like
Is
that.
Joy the only Lakers fan that likes Russell Westbrook?
I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a Russell Westbrook.
Excuse me, Miss Golden and Purple behind you.
No, I'm a basketball fan. I'm a
I love the game. I love hoopers.
There we go. Listen, Victor Oladipo, he had 2 rebounds tonight and 1 assist. If that was Russ, you looking at a double-double right there.
What?
and a minus 14.
Yeah, Russ gets more rebounds because opponents put up more shots against him.
Before we go any further, G, we have some subs to shout out.
Let me tell you something. You fine people of Twitch, I love you guys. Starting with you, Brando407, subscribing at tier 1. He asked, any thoughts on Robinson would get minutes over Jovic, even though we invested more in Jovic with the first-round pick? Is because of his defense and rebounding? He likes them both, but he's just curious. So, like, real quick, Alf, what do you think of that?
What's that? I didn't even hear that. I was
he wants to know what are your thoughts on Robinson on Robinson getting minutes over Jovic, even though they invested a first-round pick in Jovic? Orlando Robinson, our boy.
Orlando's more ready to play right now.
Yeah,
I don't mind it at all. I would still like to see Jovic minutes. Tonight they went with a 9-man rotation. I think that can be stretched to 10, 11 on
I'm sorry, the 10th guy is Highsmith. It's not Jovic.
That's fine. That's why I say 10, 11. Yeah. Like tonight's a night Highsmith should have got some minutes. Like, I mean, if Max is playing the way he's playing, I know I just said don't cut his minutes. But I'm just going to just trample all over my last take. I just think the rotation. I mean, I like the fact they're rotating more. I don't think it needs to end at 9 guys. 10, 11. That means Highsmith and Jovic should have got some minutes. I mean, they came in for garbage time, but I do absolutely believe Jovic has a place on this team. And even if it's 8, 10 minutes, just get him out there. Let him get that work in.
The two of them are completely different players also. They're not doing the same things, and they're not supposed to do the same thing.
But I thought that Highsmith might get some run today because it makes sense to use him to guard LeBron to conserve Jimmy a bit, but they didn't. And I thought if anything was a matchup, it'd be like something like this. But,
I think they looked at the defense tonight and said, we don't need Highsmith.
I agree.
I really do.
Yeah.
I agree. And 100%. I like that they've gone more 3 guards as a result of not playing like the extra wing because they know that they don't really have that extra wing. So, real quick though, shout out to Invictus Match for resubscribing with Prime, JG for also resubscribing with Prime. Thank you guys for the support on the channel. You make literally this possible, so always appreciate that. You get a free subscription with Prime, by the way. If you check in our Twitch chat, there's a link to kind of do that. So if you have Amazon Prime, a free way to support us, get access to emotes, no commercials, all that good stuff.
Fantastic. Was that all of them?
That was all of them.
Drip drop or something like that.
Hit him one time.
No, don't do that.
We need Moose is watching fucking Avatar. Really ditched.
Yeah, so he don't deserve a drip drop then.
No.
He ditched us for a colonizer movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
White savior.
No.
Yeah, you're like pure white blue racism. I can't wrap my head around that shit.
On that note,
Zoe ass fit right on in there.
Let's go to the guy got out of the game.
I was ready.
What happened?
Thanks, G.
I wasn't ready. I gotta find it. I don't know where it is. Hold on, I'm not brass.
Jesus Christ.
You threw me the pass and I wasn't ready. I was doing
I
something.
put it in the private chat.
That's my
Somebody
bad.
in the chat,
You said it in the
AK
private chat.
enthusiasts. I hope that AK. I'm sorry. Hopefully we don't have a school shooter situation. It says Hero been getting his assists up. I think we have an assist in here. Let's go.
Now, wait, before we go to that, Alf, did you come up with school shooter from AK or the white man part of that chat?
No, it's the AK part. The AK enthusiast just makes me nervous.
Braz missed one show and we turned into Dr. Umar.
He says it's Alvin Kamara. Okay. Appreciate that. That was Andre Karolinko. This is once again the presence of Gabe just being back in there, like just a guy who can throw these up to Bam. I really thought we'd see more of this with Kyle and Bam. It hasn't happened, but Gabe and Bam have that connection, and we saw it a couple times tonight. Go ahead to the next one. I love this one. I don't know if you put these in order, so I shouldn't say I love it yet. Oh, here you go. Tyler assists. Tyler's been throwing these to Bam a little bit. Go ahead, Bong.
They've been doing that similar for a few games now, and it's like that one game they started spamming it. They got like 3 of these back to back on the same side of the floor, just like bringing Tyler from the deep corner, getting him some momentum, coming up, curling around, and just flipping it to the damn sky. Tyler owes Bam half a check, and it's okay.
But no, you know what? What I do like to see is they see guys like Wenyen Gabriel, Thomas Bryant, like these guys. These are the guys patrolling the paint. And why aren't you spamming the shit out of this stuff? Like, get their ass. They don't have a real rim protector. Like, go at them. And that's another thing. I mean, I thought the Heat had the most random names on a roster you've ever seen. Last year in the run where Kyle Guy was putting up 20 points. This Laker roster. Holy shit.
Nasty. Fast.
This shit is
Who's
good.
buddy that hit like 4 threes in the fourth quarter?
Was it Troy Brown?
Troy Brown Jr.
Brown Jr., Wenyen Gabriel.
Thomas Bryant, who I didn't know was still in the league.
I feel like you shouldn't be named Bryant and play for the Lakers and not be good.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves looking out here like, I'm not gonna say nothing bad about Austin Reeves.
He needs to trim just a little bit of the front, Austin. I like what you got happening there. It's just a little floppy.
He needs more shorts. I'm gonna say it. You ain't John Stockton, motherfucker. He needs more shorts. There's way too much thigh.
Nice.
Yeah, pale people can't wear short shorts. You can see the blue veins and all that. It's just a different experience. We can't have that.
All right, sorry, G. Go.
Last one.
Victor's 3. That was my favorite one. And then Bam.
I love this.
Yeah, he's been raising the roof a bit.
That's a little. We need to take out the raising the roof. No raising the roof.
I like it.
He should hit this one.
It really dates him. Yeah, no, I'm with that.
Yeah.
No, Dwayne did it recently.
Ew.
I mean, that was not Dwayne
recently. Oh God,
It was crazy.
Joy.
I hate Dwayne Dedman. I'm sorry. I know it's the Heat.
She was talking about Dwayne Wade.
Oh, I'm
Jesus
sorry.
Christ.
She was about to go off in a tangent. This is real
I love
hatred.
you. I'm not.
Oh,
Why am I shouting him out?
Listen, Dwayne Dedman doesn't really like us much either right now, so
Yeah.
Felix fucking muted.
You can go to hell.
Let it fly.
Kenny.
Yeah.
Heat are back in 6th place. I hate talking about standings at this time of year, but I'm gonna do it. The Heat are back in 6th place. I think Gianni was pointing this out before the show. Like the Knicks are, on a little bit of a skid. They're about to hit this West Coast road trip. Got some tough games coming up.
Adam Silver can go to hell for that fucking Utah Denver back to back. Fuck you, bro.
Yeah, that's too. I mean, that's too short. Go ahead.
Oh, I have one question for y'all really fast because I have been battling on Twitter Spaces with this topic, and I hope that y'all are on my side. Okay, I hope I'm not wrong because I said Heat fans would agree with me. So hopefully y'all agree. Okay, so here's my question for y'all. So a lot of Heat. Well, there's one There's been people on Twitter Spaces, and they've basically been saying that we should just rebuild our team. They said that we should basically blow it up and rebuild because we're not going to win a championship. And I said we have literally made the Eastern Conference Finals 2 out of the last 3 years. We were literally one shot away from the finals in Game 7 against Boston. Why would we rebuild? I want to win a championship. So my question for y'all is, do y'all think would y'all lean towards a rebuild or would y'all lean towards
Can I take this one, Alf?
Go ahead.
Or toward
I got
what?
some stuff on that too.
Joy, let's start with the fact that it doesn't matter what you want. Pat Riley's like 90 years old, and he's not going to tear down a roster to rebuild. They've also never traded a dude for draft picks in the Riley. Like, they don't do that. They never trade guys. So it's like, whether you want to or not, it's just not going to happen. Should they probably like trade Max and try to see if they get something because they're not going to re-sign him? Yeah, probably. I'm sure they're going to explore it. But like, you're talking about like, you're going to fucking trade Jimmy and what? You're going to keep.
They brought that up, trading Jimmy.
Okay.
Yes.
And I thought about this yesterday. So let's say you trade Jimmy. You have Bam on an extension and you have Tyler, right? And Bam is a guy that has had success in the playoffs and is a really good player. You don't fucking think Bam going to say, get me out of here. I don't want to be here. Do you think that they want that? Because they're not just that. This is a process, and they're also going to be too good to rebuild with Bam. Like, you're not gonna get rid of Jimmy and have Bam and Tyler and be a fucking Wembayama team.
And think
like,
you're gonna tank.
That's not how that works. So now you got a guy at like 13th or 14th in the draft that is like legit like top 10 or top 15 level talent. You got Jimmy for fucking Josh Richardson in a first round pick, and you got Tyler at like with what, pick 14, and you're gonna blow that up when you have those guys locked up, especially Bam and Tyler, for the next like 5 years. It's ridiculous. What you could say is like, you can make small moves and maybe like trade guys at the margins, like Duncan or this, but like to say like to tear it down is absolutely insane.
Exactly.
And I got something on that too, because I just don't understand how long people think rebuilds take. I think we have this idea that like you're gonna trade everybody away, draft a good rookie, and then you be back in the playoffs.
They think it's gonna be like Boston.
The Hornets have been rebuilt since Dawson Fetch was out. It's not a real thing that really exists. Yeah, it worked for the Cavs because they got LeBron fucking James. Like, it's a rare thing. Rebuilding is a very overrated thing. That's why Pat Riley doesn't do it. It just doesn't make a ton of sense.
Go ahead, Bond.
Oh, I don't have anything.
They also like all these other teams that have to do this rebuilding shit. It's because they live in like the middle of nowhere where no one wants to live. It's Alf. What's the temperature today? It was like 67 degrees today in fucking December and sunny. It was gorgeous. We don't gotta beg people to come here. No. This isn't Oklahoma City.
It's some loser town shit, right? It's like Oklahoma City does this shit all the time, like, and they just keep trading more picks. And I guess their fan base is like, yeah, picks. I'm gonna buy season tickets for more fucking picks. Like, you can keep doing this shit over and over again. It rarely works. Like, the only way it would work for the Heat, any kind of tank, would be if Jimmy and Bam both got hurt. And then you just say, Kyle, chill. You're 37 years old. We don't need you to play.
Kyle, go score 25 a game.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about season-ending injuries for like Bam or Jimmy, or that's probably be both, right? And then you say, Kyle, just sit for the rest of the year. Tyler, you go ahead, score 40 a game in losses. Right?
He'd be so happy.
Oh, I mean, he'd be like a pig in shit. He'd be so happy. But it just doesn't work when you have Jimmy and Bam. Like, Jimmy and Bam, even if they miss a bunch of games, they're healthy for enough games that you're always going to be a 5th or a 6th seed. Right? So the tank will never work. They'll never do it purposely. The other thing is, go ahead and trade Jimmy. Trade Jimmy for what? Draft picks? They don't fucking care about draft picks because the draft picks will not be ready in Tyler and Bam's window. That's what people don't fucking understand. Unless you decide, I'm going to trade Jimmy for SGA, right? Why would Oklahoma City
What the
do
fuck
that?
has he done?
But it doesn't even matter. They would never do that. OKC wants to lose. Like, they want more picks. So who are you trading Jimmy Butler for?
And
right?
also, if that's what they're getting for him, that's kind of disappointing.
I just get through.
No, I know, yeah.
Trae Young. I don't know who the fuck you like. And then now is the core of Trae Young, Bam, and Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero? Where are they taking?
Hell no, childish.
Get Trae Young out of my face, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this whole idea, like, You don't have a core of Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler and rebuild. You build around them. That is
exactly. Like we're one piece away. That's how I look at it. I think
They're like 3, but they're closer. They're closer to winning a championship than getting Wembanyama.
Like KD, it would have been a wrap. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you, when you're 1 to 2 pieces away, why would you just blow it all up because you don't want to be patient? You ain't got it yet. It makes no sense to me.
But I think so blowing it all up. So retool is different from rebuild, and both of those I do still think are different from blowing it all up. Your retool can be okay, your Max, your Duncan moves around the fringes. Maybe you do start kind of get into some like rebuilding, maybe restructuring, depending on what you do with Kyle's contract or wherever the fuck they're at. Kyle plus whatever you were going to then do with Max and Duncan. Then you can kind of get into like rebuild-ish. But to blow it up, then, probably not. But I know people have varying opinions and feelings about stuff.
I'm just glad y'all are on my side because I literally said Heat fans would agree with me, and I'm glad I don't look crazy.
But see, Siobhan, you're making the face, but I think you would trade Jimmy, right?
Probably not, but it depends on because then also if you can't make it work with Jimmy, then I think that looks bad on you as a franchise.
They made it work with Jimmy.
Yeah, it's already worked with Jimmy.
It's already worked. That case is done.
Yeah,
they made the finals.
But here's my thing, and I want to talk to Bond about it. But I think you agree with the rest of us because if you keep Bam and you keep Jimmy, you're not blowing anything up. Right. Like that is absolute. That's not blowing it up, and that's not even a rebuild.
Well, it can be if you're just keeping them 2, but I'm shuffling the rest of the shit around them. The 2 out of 12 is rebuilding.
On the whole keeping 2. But what you're saying, hold that way out.
Yeah, I think people have branded rebuilding as like you're changing your core.
No, because
I agree with that.
Joy and Bond,
I guess it's
semantics. Really. How many of the guys that were on the finals team were on the team last year? Like what? Who? Udonis and Tyler and Duncan, all those other guys, who were rotation players for them are gone.
They retool.
Right? They changed the whole roster overnight, and like to straight up, I didn't even notice. You know what I mean? It's like it was a fucking magic trick. Like all those dudes are gone. They got rid of all those guys, and they have all new guys, and they're gonna do the same probably like in a year or 2. They just, but you know what? The core is the same.
What I see this year is a move like they did in the championship year where they make this move that you don't really see like, is this a big deal when it's like Dion and Justice and James Johnson and these, they just shed these contracts and they bring in guys like Jay Crowder, Iggy, and Solomon Hill. And I think everybody was happy about those trades, but nobody thought it was a game changer. That shit literally was a game changer.
People were mad just because Justice wasn't here anymore.
Yeah, I mean, but it changed the entire complexion of their team. And I see something like that happening. I mean, I don't know what you can get for Duncan, or I don't know what you can get for Max, but some of these guys, they have guys on this team that they can move. And I hope, I'm not one of these Heat fans that's like, oh, don't touch Duncan, don't touch Max, don't touch Gabe. For the right move, fuck them. They can all go. Literally, the only people I don't want to see leave are Bam and Jimmy. Everybody else is expendable.
And Alf, to increase that, Bam to me is the only guy that you straight up untouchable.
Straight up untouchable.
Because like if I were to pull you to the side and be like, yo, Jimmy for KD straight up, we all say yes.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Jimmy. I love you.
Take a hike.
Hasta la vista and Chavez to you. Thank you for all you've done.
Is there a guy you trade Bam for? Bond?
Heck no. I'm not doing
just straight up, is there a guy that you would trade Bam for? Giannis, Zion.
Laker fans have said AD before. I'm not doing that. He can't
stay
healthy.
No. Miami, no.
It would be
Eddie don't deserve to be in Miami.
It would be not Luka, although I appreciate it. Would either be Giannis or Zion.
Wanting Luka feels racist.
It is. That's why I can't support him.
We were doing a segment.
He's so good. And that's not fair to Luka. He's probably a great dude. He's
fantastic.
It just feels I don't know, man. There's like it was funny when he did to Phoenix, but yeah, it's just I can't.
It
feels more racist.
Yesterday we were watching the game. I told my wife, I was like, look at that doughy white boy. She said him.
Yeah,
that's one of the best players in the motherfucking league.
That's why it's racist because he's doughy. He's not even cut in white.
Bad. They sloppy.
He has like fat on his.
How does he
cheek.
play an overtime game? He looks like he should be
Awful
so
packs
tired.
of cigarettes. All he do is smoke before games.
I told my
Like,
friends today,
fucking
Luka looks like
serving.
Joey Fatone.
Yeah, he literally said, "I need a beer" after the game. Like that's crazy.
He said what?
He said, "I need a beer." He needs a beer or to refresh him. I said, what?
That's how they get down overseas. We had a bar right on the end of the court. As soon as the game was over, we all went to the bar. The coaches was paying. Like that is culture. You want to talk about culture?
But I just don't understand. I don't understand how you could just be that like doughy, like it just pasty
He's
around.
massive.
Like
Yo, he
behind
the same way.
Think about that compared to like how the Heat work. When Dwayne Wade came back to the Heat from Cleveland, Pat Riley called him and said, "You've eaten your last pancakes." The fucking this is different rules, man.
Luka eating 20,000 calories a day.
Luka got the same arms as your auntie that could cook real good.
Oh my god.
He definitely got the spice flaps.
waving. All right.
Hell.
Y'all right?
We were in a segment, I promise. I just don't remember what it was now.
No, I was asking you a question about something. I forgot what I.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Are you, anything else on this game?
I think it was about standings. We were.
No,
Yeah,
I was
it's
asking
all
about
right.
who gives a fuck about standings. Like
Yeah,
they should.
yeah.
Like they're 6th seed right now. They're one game over 500.
Let me say something, Alf.
1 seed championship. That's what's happening. Let's go.
This NBA season has been as open as I can remember. I was talking to some other NBA people, and they all were like, "If the fucking Warriors can just get healthy and get in the playoffs, like I probably picked them to win the West." Like it's just so. Phoenix has so many questions. Denver, I feel like we got to see it out of Denver. Memphis still might be a little too young, and I think they're kind of a piece or two away. Boston kind of coming down to earth a bit. Milwaukee, they're like 500 in their last like 15 games or something. They got off to a really hot start. Their offense stinks.
The Celtics and Milwaukee are both 500 in the last 10 games.
Philly doesn't scare you. Cleveland has cooled off, and really Brooklyn's on a hot streak. But like, I don't know, bro. Are we really scared of
New Orleans coming out the West?
And they're
I would
well,
love
Bond, that's
I
great, but they're super young too, and it's like it's.
But that's why I want them to come out
experience. Their experience at the appropriate, like CJ being the like not just a vet, but the type of guy that he is. Like they got rid of Josh Hart for CJ McCollum. Like, yeah.
Schmeathan says other NBA people is just G's mom.
Listen, my mom is a fucking slander machine, bro. You think I was something? My mother, bro. You don't want to know the thing. She hates LeBron more than even Brass does. The shit she was texting me today, it's so inappropriate. I can't read it on there.
But I do agree with G that the league is wide open. I feel like, and that's why I'm excited about a team like New Orleans. Like I would like to see, and as much as I laugh at Memphis, we'll get into it a little bit. I like the fact that these young teams talk a lot of shit, don't give a fuck. Like
they gotta be able to take it though, Alf, because some of these
you're gonna
teams,
keep getting sat the fuck down. Like you better
keep your chin up though.
Dylan Brooks, you gave up the game, baby. Like you got to talk your shit and hold tight to it.
You can't be talking shit if you Dylan Brooks either, though. Leave it to Job and Jaren Jackson.
But the thing is, you can, but you got to stand 10 toes down. Like you can't just back up like, oh, we talk, but then people talk back and we get scared. Like, how do you say that out loud?
This is weird.
It's like, come on, man. Anyway,
people got shit for Patrick Beverly. He's still John down 67. Like you still small. I ride with mine.
I still can't believe that dude won a playing game, started crying, jumped on the score. Not even that, like motherfucker won the World Cup and shit. I didn't won the World Cup. They weren't even doing that.
I've seen motherfuckers less emotional for winning championships.
If that dude throws a jersey at me, I'm dropping that shit. That's gross.
I'm throwing it back.
It's probably soggy.
His jersey got Cheeto stains on it, all kinds.
It smells like wine. It smells like wine, Black and Milds.
It smells like that bar that you went to after games.
Not even good wine. We're talking about Boone's
he 100%
Farm
leaves the arena in his jersey and goes to a bar.
I bet you his jersey smells like Wild Turkey and Black and Mild.
Wow.
Yeah, the wine tip Black and Mild. That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of other teams,
Pat Bev played with the Black and Mild behind his ear.
Gee, I see how we gave you some time.
No, I'm ready.
Speaking of other teams,
I'm ready. Yeah.
Let's find out. Let's go. Let's take a look around the NBA in our segment we like to call "What They Doing Over There."
Tiff's face is my absolute favorite.
We got to get some direction on these eyes.
Well, what people
Brad's
don't
look
know.
like he's looking straight ahead. I'm looking this way. I think Kenny's looking
But
up.
there's,
Like, I don't know.
there's a lot on
This is what people don't know.
purpose. There's so much happening.
But this is what people don't know. I had just finished eating wings, and then Brad said, "I need a
Roll the
picture." So
clip.
my lips are real glossy.
Roll the clip.
Watch. You'll see.
I'm playing the imaging. I got to see the thing.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. What they doing over there?
It almost
Just
looks
look
like
more
they're crying.
right.
Kenny out here being a goddamn stereotype.
It just looks.
My lips were greasy from chicken. Nigga, you just set us back.
We just watched Pat Bev and I set us back.
Roll the bean footage.
G, you laughed a little too hard at that shit.
You're studying.
You did.
We're gonna have to run through
Pick me
that.
up, Brad.
I love Malika, man.
No one in the West.
Nah, I'm fine in the West.
Oh, John talking about that.
On Golden State.
There you go.
That shit was. He took the tech too because they were just handing him out that game.
This started last year in the playoffs.
Play is gorilla sliding in your face.
After you say we ain't got nobody worried about in the West. That was
without Curry.
Trash,
No Steph and no Andrew.
This is what's going on over here. So it hurt, but look
Got
at
Max.
Max.
Oh, damn, Julius.
That Julius Randle with the game winner.
That dude sucks, bro.
Oh wait, pause this real quick.
Just not a guy to.
So the Knicks, if you guys have not seen this, which I'm sure you all have because you're NBA fans, we're up 9 points with like 28 seconds left, and this is what happens next.
That can handle pressure.
I don't like the fact Christian Jones looks like an NBA
That's a good shot.
An ABA All-Star. I'm good on that.
It's a good shot,
You get
Christian.
tied up. Okay, all right, you're up 6, like 20 seconds left. It's all good. Oh,
Come on.
Doughy ass. Let's go, Timmy.
okay.
Like, put a body. Look how small they are. Luka's bigger than every Nick out there.
Now you're up 5. Now, Mitchell
Look how
Robinson is
wide
out
Luka's.
there.
Look how wide Luka's back is.
Al, what do you think Luka's pant size is, like at the waist?
That's a 43 easy.
I need Luka's bra size, but just the back measurement. Like this.
And then you want to talk about the Knicks or contenders. I don't even know who this motherfucker is at the line. I don't know who is he. He looked like
Knicks fans are really right. They really think they're doing something. They're really not. Like, none of their wins have really been that.
Spencer.
Alf, I have not seen this. I just know what happened. This is the first time I'm watching this.
But just look at this meltdown. This is
30 seconds.
Heat fans, it could be worse.
And here go give a fan a jersey night again at the line. He made one.
They just ran into a bus.
Oh, he made both. Okay.
I'm probably happy for him.
Luka
That
built
makes
like
it even
Bubba Ray
worse
Dudley,
that
man.
this wasn't a missed free throw thing.
No, they made 3 out of 4.
No way.
I was watching. I thought that
They were down 3, so they're like, "Oh, foul him instead of letting him get, let him get a 3 off."
Luka's shoulder as big as some of their thighs.
Look at this. Look at this.
No fucking way.
Oh.
Look at the celebration.
He's just jiggling everywhere.
That's end of regulation.
Oh, what are the Knicks gonna do?
Nothing. So then they go to overtime. Luka drops 60, 20, and 11, or 60, 21, and 10. Something ridiculous. That's so
It's
Knicks.
just absurd.
Also,
Oh, sweet.
Hey, who
baby.
is that?
LeBron James. Oh! Look at him, fake try hard. Fake try hard. Fake try hard.
Look at the hustle.
If he would have clipped himself jumping back across the chairs,
Gee, can you rewind that?
Yes.
please. I want him to clip coming back across these chairs so bad. Because he's too eager. Like, watch out.
That's the most
He
exciting thing
didn't
he's got
have
to
to
do
do
all
that
night.
You see that spin?
At that right top toe, just
fake try hard.
And
he hurt a dude.
Oh, this is the end of a game.
Is that a shoe? Nah,
that's a shoe, bro.
Yes. He's gonna sit on the court.
Mike Miller would never. Mike Miller would never.
Mike Miller roll around his grave.
Damn.
Oh, this is
more.
This
a lot of
funny.
Lakers stuff happening here.
Oh, this is a Lakers trash.
That's
there he
the
go
only
again.
shot he slid in the paint all season.
Too small.
Some type of defense.
Killian Hayes is, I think Kenny said this on Twitter, is going to be gone for a few games.
Yeah, you can't knock a guy out like this.
You can, but that was a dirtbag move by Wagner.
Yeah.
No, if you look at the replay, Wagner at the end was like literally trying to apologize.
Yeah.
Like, Bond, how many times has it happened in a game? He off of a turnover, he rode a guy out of bounds. Like, I don't think it was. I mean, punch him in the back of the head. I don't think it was that serious.
Yeah, no, that's not. It's not proportionate.
Mo Wagner's gonna wake up and they're gonna have Wembanyama.
Damn.
They're too tall for that. They're already long as fuck.
I'm like hitting a joke and Bond's like breaking this shit down.
No,
like,
Bond's like, no, that doesn't.
Bond, we found Bond's limit of what too much length is. It's the Orlando Magic.
Plus Victor, yeah, that's too much.
Bond's like
Victor himself is a bit too much. Like, all right, you're gonna win. You've won basketball. What are you here for?
But what if
Raise the
OKC
hoops.
gets him and you got Wemby and you got that Chet dude?
Chet Holmgren, him.
Yeah.
Poku.
And SGA.
Yeah, that's tough.
How many fucking lottery picks? How many top 5 picks do the Magic have and they still stink?
It's the argument against tanking.
I think they've traded more top 5
exactly.
picks than the Heat have ever taken.
No, that's not a good argument. They just select bad. They draft bad.
No, that's not. Even if they select well, the problem is by the time these guys get good enough to lead your team to a championship, they want to leave your trash ass team. That's the problem. Like, look at OKC. Like, they missed that window with, 3 of the greatest players of all time on the same team. But like, once you miss that window, them boys want to get out of OKC. Damian Lillard,
top 75 guy for a reason.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, you need good guys that want to come to your team. And no matter how good this second or third year player is, you're not getting a Kevin Durant being like, oh, I want to go play with that guy and a bunch of bullshit. So it's kind of not a great strategy.
And OKC put a good squad together. They were just too young, and they ran into LeBron James. But that's what happens. These young teams, they run into a LeBron James type.
Right.
And then by the time it's time to re-up,
that don't mean you still don't get them in system.
Not even
no,
that.
you do, but you don't lose on purpose to get them because you put a stink on your franchise. Like, people just be like,
that's bad karma. The guys don't
that's the
respect
loser.
that.
Like, everyone thinks Orlando's a bunch of losers. OKC's a bunch of losers. Like San Antonio, they're tanking 1 year, but everyone thinks San Antonio's a winning franchise. Like, you got to do something with the tank, or else you just become
Philly
losers.
Yeah, 100%.
Negative respect for that organization.
Nobody's ever going to believe in
I'm
them.
sorry. What have they done other than losing the second round and then literally blame everybody else except Embiid? Everybody takes the fucking hit except Embiid.
Rivers, Ben Simmons.
His fat ass been losing for fucking almost 10 years now, and we're not going to blame him? Well, who are we going to blame this year? What's it going to be? We're going to blame Harden again? We're going to blame Doc?
Danny Green was lighting us the fuck up.
Right now.
And
right now for sure.
He's playing much better.
Who?
He's not a big sloppy fat fuck anymore.
Embiid? Embiid's a big sloppy fat fuck. And
sloppier and fatter than AD.
Listen, as a sloppy fat fuck himself, I know him when I see one. And by the way, I'll take that motherfucker seriously when he stops being a fucking turnover factory whenever the playoffs start. Because you just have to put a second body on him, and he doesn't know how to pass the ball. It's all fun and games in the regular season when everyone's fucking sleepwalking. But when a good coach comes in with a fucking game plan, he short circuits. I've seen it too many times.
He's going to end up in Miami.
He lost to the fucking Hawks. He lost to the Hawks. He lost to Kevin Huerter.
See it.
Fuck that guy, man. I hate that organization. They're fold them. Send them to fucking Vancouver. They don't deserve it. Philly's a bad city. Too. I don't like that city. It's not fun.
Too much.
There's nothing to
Way
do.
too much.
And bars close too early.
I
Get
do
fucking
agree.
real, bro.
Philly's kind of trash.
It sucks, bro.
as an organization?
I've never
My son
been,
was
but
with-
I don't want to go, so that says enough.
Fuck the Eagles too, man.
Hey, you
I've
know what
lived there
else?
for 4 years.
Philly cheesesteaks, overrated.
Overrated.
I've never
That's
had
true.
one.
Whiz,
That's true.
Not
That's
if
true.
they're done right.
Whiz is gross, bro. That shit's like
Nothing.
fucking.
Yeah,
that's
you
like
can't put
America
That's
in a
gross.
bottle. It's disgusting.
That's like freeze dried. That's fucking astronaut cheese. Like, why are
I've
we?
really never had one.
Joy, you're not
Yeah,
missing.
you're not
No,
missing nothing.
Listen, honestly,
If it's done well.
go to like Jersey Mike's and get one. It's better than the shit
No.
they give you in Philly. Like, go to Philly and get a Philly cheesesteak. It's the worst fucking Philly cheesesteak you ever
Go
had.
to
I
Firehouse
don't like the
and
concept
get their
of
Philly
Firehouse
cheese.
cheesesteaks.
Bro, they put
What?
cheese whiz and ketchup on them motherfuckers.
It's gross.
Don't go to the place that uses Cheese Whiz.
Cheese Whiz
That's
is the,
the most
Embiid of
famous
condiments.
spots use cheese whiz. Like, you go there, you're like, where can I get the best Philly cheesesteak? I can't remember the name. Like, go to Frankie's. You go to Frankie's, they got a fucking tub of cheese whiz.
Hold on,
This is
Alf.
gross.
What the fuck is this topic?
Oh, we're just
We're not a piano bar.
Who's more injury prone, AD or Tua?
What the fuck do you think this is?
Genius
some-
and Tool.
I got something for y'all Dolphins fans. My favorite is now everyone cares about concussions. Fuck are y'all watching? I would love to know, what sport do you think you're watching? Well, now I'm concerned about Tua's health. There's an offensive lineman on the Dolphins that got 27 concussions last week. 27. Hitting his fucking head in the defensive lineman. Nobody gives a fuck about that fat motherfucker. But goddamn, and let Tua hit his head on the turf. Now everybody's up in arms. Now everybody has a fucking problem with football. You have 8-year-olds getting their head smashed in, fucking growing up to be fucking career criminals because they got CTE at the age of 17, and you worried about Tua. Do you know what you're watching? That sport is fucking dangerous and
Just
criminal.
little
And I'm going to
zombies.
keep watching it as long as they put it on TV. But at least I know what I'm watching. That shit is fucking terrible. It is a bad sport. And if I have a son, he's not playing that shit till he's 18.
Ever.
18.
Correct.
Let your brain develop first before you start knocking that motherfucker
Oh,
around.
Y'all's brains don't finish developing by 25.
All right, then
Y'all
he can play
brains
when he's
still
25.
cooking.
That's what Killian Hayes said to Mo Wagner.
Come on.
Goodbye.
man.
Stop.
Fuck!
This fucking guy, man.
You are the worst producer ever.
Love you.